Good morning. Good morning, guys.
Hello, mate.
Morning, Hank.
How are you?
Slow down. No, because
Morning, going well.
Morning, Dave.
Well, afternoon here.
Yeah, afternoon. All right. So the sales played out yesterday, big time. Yeah, did you guys? Do you guys read what I wrote in the Discord on the fundamental
Well,
side of things? Just like what this was when we see this kind of unusual price action here. Seen a few examples of it in the past week or two. Um, so I was talking about yesterday in the stream as well, like kind of why I was looking for sells. I really wasn't really keen on buys at all yesterday. Um, so looking for sells, just trying to find that entry. Remember as well, I said this reminded me very much so of last week on the Tuesday. Sorry, was it Wednesday? Wednesday, I think it was. So when we had this like big run up in the new, it was not just the New York session, but the if we go back to last week, this day here, this is what it reminded me of big time. Was this big run up, except for we just had it in the New York session only, and then we had the Wednesday. Sorry, the wait a second, Wednesday, and then we had the Thursday, where we just went sideways for a bit. Now this was, I know it went across into Friday, but it was this big pump up, get people interested, willing buyers to buy this because the market looks so strong. Institutions sell into that pressure ahead of a news event, and then by the time the news event comes out, their job is not to take on that risk. Their job is just to let the news come out. And if it was low inflation, I'm sure price would have probably started to go up anyway. But because it came in higher or came in at expectations, the market then it was a very good reason for them they weren't willing to buy, so price just collapsed all the way back down to where it started. So this is the same thing last week. Wednesday they pumped up on this July 9, where the tariffs were meant to 9 days have kind of come to an end. Obviously, they had some sort of inkling that Europe was going to get caught in the crosshairs of Trump's tariffs, so they engineered this move higher. Buyers stepped in willingly to buy the dip, and then they were selling into that pressure. And then Friday, I'm sure they didn't really know exactly when it was going to happen, but they perceived that there was a risk of that it was going to happen. And then this is where the market just promptly collapsed down. Now, the same thing again, what we see here yesterday, ahead of the CPI news, Monday rather, they pump price up ahead of the news, make people see this and think very strong. Willing buyers will step in, institutions will sell into that pressure. Price just stalls out here, and then by the time the news comes out, their job's not to guess the result of the news, but news does come in that inflation was higher, and then price promptly just corrected again. This pump, so pumped up then dumped. Now we see an example of that with the last week as well on the pound, British pound, and Aussie. Aussie was looking to cut rates, so the morning before they pumped price up ahead of that news. Okay, willing buyers come in here thinking rates are going to get cut, Aussie will weaken, buyers step in.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Danny. Institutions sell into that pressure, and then when the news comes out, there was a small chance that the news was going to come in as like these rates aren't set in stone. So when it did come in a surprise that they did hold, price promptly sold off, and then sold off even further. So I've seen a good amount of examples here, and what I was putting into the Discord to explain this was here because Bruce Lee popped up. Where was it? think it was in here. Yeah, so he was saying completely wiped out yesterday's pump. So he's talking about this pump up, and then it reversed everything. And I was just right in here saying that, yeah, engineered the move to bring buyers into the market, sell into the strength ahead of the news, leave the late buyers holding the bag to face the high impact news. CPI comes out, no institutional buyers to hold price up. Price falls on lack of buyers. Institutions now can process the news result, restart the accumulation phase from paper hands. So the people that bought high, that will fold. If price gets squeezed, they get squeezed out of the market, like just textbook news trading. So hope you guys did well yesterday. Let me know how you guys did in the chat. Or just tell me. That's pretty textbook, huh?
Yeah, I stayed out yesterday. I had to leave when all the action happened.
Oh, I see. Okay, so today we have had some news come out already. We had pound CPI, UK CPI is coming high. So it's going to be a very interesting situation now because they're all leaning into rate cuts. So is this going to, I mean, the pound should be getting pretty supported by this. So, but pound has been on a bit of a rut for a while. So we'll have to see how pound can perform today with this high CPI, whether that changes the odds of an interest rate cut in August. Sarah, oh yeah, with Maddie, Manchester, 21st birthdays, very few trades. Okay, how was her graduation? It was the other day, wasn't it? Was it Monday?
Yeah, it was amazing. Thank you. Yeah, really good day.
Cool.
I'm in a house full of people sleeping, so.
Oh, okay. As they are back.
Yeah, not too bad. I've got a physio on Monday when I get back.
Yeah, okay, so let's clear all this analysis. And today's a new day. So we've had the pump, we've had the dump. We've come back to this level. This is the level I was targeting the other day. Remember the yellow? On Monday. I was trying to get it to break through here before they rudely pumped it higher. Because I really like this level as a previous resistance and a previous support across here. But what I really like now, that this is support resistance, classic like resistance across here. Okay, that's resistance. And then this is support. And then a lot of people will be thinking trading around this area, but this is the demand just underneath. This is what instigated that whole move higher. So I'm pretty keen to see price drop back into this demand zone. That's where I want price to sort of retest. So we'll see if this initial pump on the open, I mean, the market, the danger with stock market is it's just it's constructed to be bullish over time. So sometimes it can be hard to try force these things down. But we've got this is on the daily time frame. This is actually demand as well. So let's be a rectangle. This is demand right over here with this little consolidation before it pushed higher out of this zone and up. So good little zone here, but I'm pretty keen to trade from this area if we can get it down to there. Why has this got a little thing? Indicator error. Where's the indicator error? There we go. All right. So we've pumped 68 pips from the open. That's this candle here, no bottom wick. Just pushed up into this Asia consolidation. Okay, so now, is this it? What do you guys think? Are you looking for buys, looking for sells, undecided? Hey Nish, how are you, buddy? Did a quick 50 scalp. Nice one, Dave. Simon looking for sells.
Sells, I think.
Yeah, I mean, this is a sensitive level, this area, for sure. No doubts about that. But I really do like this demand area. That's sat down here. So I guess we just need to see if once the topping process is over and it's coming back down to look to break this, I think we can. I think easy sells is underneath this low to here. That should be fairly sound. Nearly 100 pips to the downside.
Just
So let's see if it can break through this support zone. Where's the VWAPs? VWAPs. Okay, come on, drop down. A nice reaction so far. But yeah, so let's see how this is. But I haven't got an entry yet, but I'm planning on something like this. Planning on something like this somehow. So we'll see what it does back at this area, if it can pop back up. Because this is Frankfurt Open right over here. So we've got Frankfurt Open. We've got the London Open right here. So I think it needs to take at least the London low out. And then, yeah, take the London low out. And then see if we can find, got a little HCS here as well. Stock's slightly down. Yeah, I think like if we could break down into this demand area, I think this will be looking quite bearish. And I think once it's looking quite bearish, that will be the time that they'll start to reaccumulate into buys. So I think down here is a good area for buying to take place. We'll start to look for them to accumulate. So just trying to wait for a good entry. So I'm not going to give it a bit of a fly from here. I'm going to enter a sell now. Good timing. Good timing. We'll see though. It's still, I don't really like how it moved then straight away. But if we can take out these lows, it'll be a very good sign.
Are you short, Hayden?
Yeah. I'm gonna, if it's stalling, I'll go make a coffee to see if we can get things moving. But first entry, gone low risk as usual. And what I'm looking to do is to try if we can start to see this break down more. Cause I'm still a little bit concerned about all this Asia stuff up here. But if it can start to break down and start to pressure this demand area again, what I'll look to do is I'll look to add to my position. But I want to try capture it when it's breaking this low. But at the moment, because you've got Frankfurt open right here and you've got London open right here, at the moment, you know, it looks like they're still either building the position or they're going long. So I know it's still quite risky entering. It's a bit early into the session as well. So they could just be looking to get a better price. Looking for liquidity up here. Yeah, that's potential. Because if this is breaking this high, it might be good to bail on this one. Because I kind of didn't want it to break these wicks. And there is liquidity sat above Asia high, knowing that people will buy up here for sure. And we've got a bit of consolidation across here. All those areas could be liquidity too. Okay, so I think this one's gonna take my stop loss. That's okay. So the VWAP is, yeah. I'll look to, if it does take it, then I'll still look to get in. I'm not going to change my bias just yet. But that move up was a bit stronger than I was hoping. At 80 up here, yeah, that's what I was thinking. If this level didn't work, then up here will be the next level. Try again. That 5 minute was a bit. 5 minutes annoying. So where's the hours? Yeah, I mean that level does look good.
Nobody knows where the DAX is going.
Looks like I just building the base. So should I just jump out of this one? Look to go higher. It's alright. I'll hold on to it. It's only it's the first position anyway, so it's can be annoying when it grinds like this, but I'm looking to target then this one. To target up here if it can jump up higher. We'll go for reversal. We've got divergence on up here, so a little bit of luck. We can kind of break this support. This little tiny support that it's created. Hopefully it doesn't reject. Like it could easily just pop back up, but come on. This retest of this, if this is the area that like these were rejection wicks. These are the ones that I wanted price to hold at. So I think this is, if you're uncomfortable, this is the chance to get out for a very small mitigated loss. I'm actually gonna cut some of my trade. I'm gonna close 50% here, just in a small. Like I'm still gonna leave it running. I still like the idea, but I'm not as confident. Like I was using this as the resistance for price, and then because now it kind of closed above, and it's got this kind of like bullish structure. So I use that area now as it retested here. Maybe like I'm just now that it broke above there, I do see that it's got more upside. So I closed.
So you're changing your bias then, Hayden? Are you going longs now?
No. I'm not. I never changed my bias. What I'm still holding a short. What I did is I cut some of the size. So I took a little loss on it. Even if it goes up, I'm not changing my bias, because I never change my bias. Just because if I'm not confident it's going to hold here, even if I think it's going to go up there, for me personally, I know I've missed the buys already. So I'm sticking to my bias because I still think it's going down. I think there's a good chance it still goes down to that demand level and breaks through here. It's just London is trying to entice buyers into this market.
Buys in.
And I don't want to be, I mean, maybe it does go up and maybe I'm wrong for the day, but I'd rather stick to my plan than flip my bias because of what price has done. Like this is what price has done here as well. Like if I thought that based on like say the higher time frame, I do get that price is in an uptrend, and I do get that this is an area of support and resistance across here. But I do like the idea of price retesting this demand zone first. So
Yeah.
if I flip my bias just on what the last 20 minutes has done, then that's a recency bias. So I think the best thing I could have done here is like, look, at my level that I wanted to hold as resistance didn't work. Came back, retested, closed 50% at a loss, and now it's looking like it's going to take the stop loss. But now instead of losing the whole thing, I've lost less than I anticipated, which I think to me is just good management. And I still trusted my idea, but now I just managed it. And this idea, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Now I'm still looking for sells. It's just this zone was not the one that held, but now I'm looking to see if there's higher one and see if we get a reaction off of the VWAP as well. So I like that idea still. It's a bit problematic because we're above the Asia high. So that means like any sort of pullback can easily bounce off of the Asia high now. And maybe this was just manipulation at the start. But given that London's open with no bottom wick, I think there's a good chance that we still break down later on. But because I would have taken a loss at the moment. It's not fully a loss yet, but it's looking like I'm going to take a loss straight first up. So I just need to be a bit more careful then with the second trade, because I don't want this to be a losing day. But at the moment, still in there, still with a chance. Just needs to break down. At least it's stalling here. It is stalling. We do have a little bit of an inside bar on the 5-minute time frame. We've taken the high of that 5-minute candle. So if we're actually flipping and we're actually closing beneath this candle, I could add that risk back on, because I think if we can actually reject these highs and close underneath this red candle, then this 30-minute candle would have started to look like a bit of a rejection wick. Because imagine if it's coming back down in the next 5 minutes and it's back down to here, below that inside 5-minute candle, that's inside this 30-minute candle. This will be looking like a big long wick. So we'll see. It's tricky because of the support zone that we're at, but I think there's a very good chance that we can maybe just induce sellers as well into this market before then they can start to accumulate from this lower level. But yeah, definitely flipping my bias is a big no-no for me. Like, there's sometimes that I have done it, but I usually prefer just to stick to what I was thinking before I was in the trade. I don't want to let what happens once I'm in the trade just affect my emotions and think, oh, the sells didn't work this time, I tried buys. Like that's emotional trading for me. Okay, so at the moment, come on, man, just break this little. If we can reject that high and we can break underneath here. Got 5 minutes to do it. This 5-minute candle is the one. It's either going to just put me out of the misery of this trade or break underneath here.
That's what it's like.
Yeah. Either way, just don't go sideways. Go up or go down. I mean, the stock is overbought as well on the 5 minutes, so that's at least that's nice. And hopefully we're just making wicks to the upside, kind of absorbing buyers into it. So we just need to break down a bit.
Here we go. Come on.
Come on, you bastard. I mean, senorita. I'm not going to swear at you. So this is the area. We want it to close underneath there. I'll go make a coffee. How about that? I'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Yes.
Okay. So look at the 30-minute now. Kind of looking like, hopefully it just doesn't close to do a wick fill. Hopefully that's it. And then hopefully we can keep on pushing down. And hopefully the hour then can actually start flipping. And then it'd be nice if this hour candle is actually closing down. Well, it'd be nice if this hour candle turns red. Then that would look really good for that demand area to get retested. But we still need to break underneath here. If it goes down, 23,960, still a level to watch out for. That's the 1 hour. Yeah, 960 is the London Open as well. That's the issue. If we can trade underneath the London Open comfortably, like we can push all the way down, and then we back underneath this one right here. If we're trading underneath that, then this area where price bounced from will be looking very vulnerable to break, and then could be a very quick move down by at that stage. But if you haven't done anything and you're still nervous about your stop loss, and if this is worrying you, then it's kind of got to get used to like reducing risk when you can if you're unsure about it. But it's looking, I don't want to say it's looking good because it's still making higher highs, but at least we kind of absorb some buyers up at this area, and we're kind of bouncing around this area at the moment. So this is the top of that structure right here. This is where price pushed up, came back down, and then pumped up. We've tested it once now, and then if it actually is breaking the low here, then I'm pretty sure that, like yesterday, it can easily come back down to this zone. Okay, back to break even again. Okay, come on. Down you come. Come on. Man, the CPI yesterday was an unusual response to it.
How did you read that, Hayden? Did you think it's a bit of a mixed bag on both Canada and America as I read it? But what do you think?
It came in as expected, so which was high. And it's amazing listening to the different media organizations about how they reacted to it. So they were very quick to put so then we go to the CPI yesterday. Today we've got PPI. So CPI here, CPI month on month came in as expected. CPI year on year came in higher than the forecast. The core CPI came a little bit lower than the forecast, but still higher than last month. It's very interesting, this core CPI, why people talk about that, because this is not personal CPI. Personal CPI are very different. Like everyone's personal expenditure and personal inflation would be very different depending on what you buy and where you live. But the core CPI, this one, what they do is like the core CPI, which the people look at, they take out food and energy because they say it's too volatile. But food and energy is what people buy the most. So
Exactly.
let's just take out everything that people buy and then we'll call that CPI. Like, is this so rubbish? Now CPI month on month came in higher than last month. But what and then here people are freaking out kind of thing, or the media organization were very quick to freak out and then say, this is Trump's tariffs, all that kind of stuff. And maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but why this jumped up so much is you got to think about what number was dropping out last year. And this is before even Trump was in power. But June, July last year had some pretty low numbers. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was always going to jump up this month. And next month is going to jump up again as well, because minus 0.1 is going to fall out of the readings, and it's going to be replaced probably by a 0.2 or a 0.3, because when you've got economic activity, it should be growing a bit. So it's likely next month is going to go up as well. But people are going to be blaming it on tariffs. But this is something that was baked into the cake 12 months ago, that this month was always going to be very difficult to inflation not to go up. Then when they actually look at all the components of the CPI, what went up in June. Energy expenditure went up, but we do know as well that last month, in like May and June, we had all that Middle East tension stuff going. So of course it's going to be up as well. So energy expenditure, goods that are exposed to oil prices, they went up, but that's not to do with tariffs. That's to do with the Middle East stuff. So to me, it was just a pretty benign report. But the way that everyone reacted to it, the news outlets like MNBC and NBC News, and those ones that are very against, like the ones that are very pro-democratic news media outlets, they were so quick to say like everything's spiking, the Dow's down so many points, but at the same time when they were saying that, NAS was up. So they really just picked and choose what they wanted to report on, anything that made Trump look like anything to make Trump's policies look bad. But really, I think this inflation kind of had nothing to do really with it at all. I still think it's probably too soon for any sort of tariff-related outcomes, because so many importers as well, they stocked up their inventories before. So to me, I still think it's yet to come. So to me, I think this was just a pretty run-of-the-mill CPI report. But it did, though, what this did do is, because it did come in high, and next month is going to come in high as well, it's very likely that I get why US dollar is going to be strong. Okay. Because there's going to be so many people running with that. It's a kind of bounce from their break even again. So it's looking like it's going to keep them going. I would say US dollar longs are still going to be a good bet for future trades for the near term anyway, because this number, as much as people are saying it's tariffs, I don't think it's got anything to do with tariffs, but inflation bouncing is going to be, and next month, because July last year's inflation was so low, next month inflation is going to go up as well. So very much so, they're going to, I don't even think there's going to be an interest rate cut in September unless there's signs the labor market is cracking. So probably what this means, and what we saw in the US yields as well, inflation bouncing, interest rates stay high, US dollar strength. So to me, that's what it translates to. All this other stuff about tariffs and everything, I don't think the impact is here yet.
Tariff and trade wars, shouldn't that be positive for the dollar?
What did you say?
Tariffs and trade wars, shouldn't that be positive for the dollar? It seems to weaken every time we talk about trade wars with whoever it is, China or Japan or Europe or whoever it is. The dollar seems to weaken on that. Shouldn't it strengthen?
It was weakening because people were looking for safety. So anything that
Right.
So if they think that tariffs are going to bring the impact earnings, and people, overseas investors, if they're worried about that, they'll probably be bringing their money back home or putting their money into something that can. I guess the other thing that's running is it's not so much the tariff. The tariff should, like, if it normally in an isolated event, it would mean the US dollar is strong, but why the US dollar is weak is the budget. So a different thing, because they're worried about the budget blowing out costs, and that the US is going to go through an inflationary cycle. So the purchasing power of the US would diminish. So there's a couple of things here that are competing with each other. What else was I going to say about that? I lost my train of thought. Yeah, they've got a couple of things. The budget is what a lot of people were concerned about. A lot of investors were concerned about. So it was like the de-dollarization move. The inflation being high means if they've got confidence in the economy, US dollar should strengthen with inflation bouncing.
It's weaker today, isn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty strong yesterday, so we are seeing a bit of a cool off. Okay, so trade tried to go up and back down, sort of bounced off of this red candle. The 30-minute candle, that was annoying because what it did is it created this top wick and then it filled it. So the next level I'm looking at is up in this area now.
DWAP, isn't it?
Yeah, the VWAP. But I need to wait for this strength because it is looking pretty strong. It's 120 pips now from these lows. So that's, yeah, need to wait to see. Like, I don't want to trade into momentum, so I need to wait for see if it breaks down and comes back down for another pass. At the moment, this is looking strong.
You still got that long wick, haven't you, in Asia?
Yeah.
That's probably going to fill that, I would have thought. Would that be classed as the Asian high? Or is that going to be is it the top of the wick or top of the neck?
Yeah, it's I do the 2 hour pre-London. Like I painted a different color, but it's part of Asia, so that's Asia high right there.
Yeah, where it's coming to now.
Yeah.
Looking good.
Some of the stocks have turned positive now. Yeah, I mean, if it creeps up to here, at the moment you've got the momentum, so it's just pushing, making higher highs, higher lows. But if we can get, like, I don't mind this area, so if I can get divergence, that'll be a trigger for me to get in. But if there's no divergence, like, we can be patient for this one. I prefer to see, I like to see divergence up here. What else was I going to say? So Aussie's looking good, looking very good. Did you guys get on the bounce on that one?
What? The dollar?
Aussie Kiwi.
US.
No, Aussie Kiwi.
Kiwi, no idea. I've just blew out on that one earlier in the week.
Because this one was price pushed up. Now it's looking for it to go to the orange line.
What's your take on the Australian dollar then after yesterday? Hayden.
After yesterday.
yeah, well, they had all that CPI stuff, and again, it's slightly mixed, I thought. But it strengthened initially. Now it's weakened again today.
Aussie at CPI yesterday.
Not Aussie, Canadian.
Oh, I went to about Aussie Kiwi. You said.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's interesting. Missed
Oh,
it.
the CAD. I don't know. CAD's kind of confusing for me. Oh, this was the. I thought this was looking very good. Aussie Kiwi. So I was saying yesterday that in Discord this trade's very very valid. Very very valid
Mm.
to keep on pushing up. So based on the higher time frame, this is my swing trade. Was from this line. This is bold. I mean, I drew this. How long ago was this now? Over a week ago. No, about a week ago. So running up to this area. Euro Aussie is still looking fine as well. So that was from this level. Price came back down, had another pass. This is the one that I think there's a very good chance. Let me just move my line. The trend line to keep on running with that. So that's looking good. Price on the news came back down though to the support area. I think we can eventually, over time, make our way back up. I think all this news is just repositioning going on. So things don't move in straight lines. So the swing trades, you've got to just go understand things are going to pull back. So much of this news is going to come in unexpected. Price will reposition. It could take weeks to play out. Go back to German 40. German 40 looks like it's having a sort of reaction to that area now. So my screen looks like it's frozen. Oh, it's because I was on the Zoom tools. Okay. So yeah, it's kind of created structure. Got a little zone across here now. So if we can kind of break this level and then fail to make because it pushed up into that higher demand zone, higher supply zone. It's still structurally bullish though for the London Open. But I'm kind of waiting to see if we can get this divergence playing out up here. Because it's at a zone I like. If we can start to break through some of these supports, then yeah, it's annoying that it's gone this high. It's gone 102 pips now in the first 50 minutes. So let's see. I think once they've finished accumulating, we're trying to drag buyers in the market. I think they can start maybe unloading. We can start to see some of that selling pressure return. It's going to be patient again now because the first trade was a mitigated loss. What Stocks 50 doing? See, Stocks 50 is still down. France 40 still down. German 40 is the only one that's like, who's telling the fib here? Yeah, I'm gonna give him another shot for sure. I just want to see some divergence first. Where's the VWAP now? VWAP must be getting around that yellow line. It's about another 35 pips to the upside. Okay. So just be patient, wait for that. See if that gets hit or start to see some supports broken.
So you think it'll bounce off the VWAP?
I hope so. I hope so. It doesn't. It can do what it wants. I can't like if it just blasts through the VWAP, then it's just one of those days. Just had it wrong. But if it can bounce off of the VWAP, I do know that there's a good chance that if it does bounce off it's not the VWAP, it's the VWAP third standard deviation. The VWAP is the blue line, and often when it does get to these extreme levels, as long as it's not like full just the bull's well in charge, if it hits that area, it could very easily come back and retest the VWAP, and that would just be a reversion to the mean. So I think there's I'm going to run with that idea, and if it works, awesome. If it doesn't work, I'll be shitty. There's definitely nothing like I'm not going to take this lightly, but it's just I'm just going to have to accept that I'll add the wrong bias if it doesn't work out. But if it works out, perfect. At least it's a plan that I'm going to follow, and it's something I can follow consistently, knowing that there are going to be losses amongst the wins. Just make sure that the losses don't hurt too bad, and that the wins over time outrun the losses.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if I let every loss, like if I had to win every single day, then you're going to get blown out eventually. So that's why when Price decided to win something I didn't like, it gave me opportunity to cut the exposure. Still want to be part of the trade in case it worked out, but it didn't. Bounced up, took me out. So at least I was able to sort of control the loss at some stage. But yeah, and now I'm looking for planning another entry to go with my bias, because if I was happy to sell here and price is now at an even better level for me to sell, then that's fantastic. Like, yeah, it's but the thing is, like, I could get caught up with recency bias and just look at this and then think, oh, why am I selling? Only because of the most recent hour did look bullish. But if I zoom out and look at the last few days, apart from this session here, but the last few days we're structurally been quite bearish over the last few days, and I know this is a good support zone. It's just I thought I kind of got my eyes on this demand area, the start. You can see the edge of it in the blue zone. That's where I thought price would likely get these cells being overcrowded, people piling in, and I thought that would be probably a good bottom place for it. Not this yellow. This yellow I was targeting on Monday, and it didn't, and it pumped up. But why did they pump up? Just for CPI to come in that was negative, and then push price all the way down, and now they could be doing the same thing, pumping price up, and then I think there's a good chance that this is just a repeat of Monday's price action before then we keep on making lower lows again. So whatever happened in this last hour down here, I just don't want it to dissuade me from my bigger plans on this low, like this is a still pretty good area for me to be looking for sells.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then if I'm wrong, then I've just got to admit that I had it off today. So this level, yeah, just didn't hold. Asia. So where did it start from? Started from around London close. So it was a pretty good demand zone. That's a supply zone. So that last little push higher, it did create divergence. So I think I'm going to enter, getting close to entering another sell. It's not quite at the VWAP. It's not quite at that yellow line. But now, when I was saying like I have got that 1 minute divergence where price has pushed up into it. So I think my sell would be, at the moment, we're still quite bullish. So the divergence isn't confirmed. I need to be careful because previous divergence has failed as well. But if we can kind of create a bit of a support and then just have more wicks to the top side, kind of absorb some buys into this market, I wouldn't say no to giving this sell another crack.
Whereabouts?
Well, at the moment, like, it's because this is I don't particularly like 1 minute price action, but this is a little support right here. So breaking underneath here would be something I'd be interested in. Just got to make sure, like I kind of want to see some more wicks to the top side. So it's nice that it's pulling back now like so, but if it can push up and then come back down to that area, then yeah. So after this kind of reaction, if this one, yeah, that's a pretty good candle. So if this is just to try bring buys in the market, something that's like retesting the base of that candle, I'm going to go for a short. Like if it's underneath here, and I'm going to, like, this is your first opposing level. This is your first problem area across here. But ultimately I'll be looking for this to, I mean, I'll be targeting the VWAP at least, which will be down to about this area. So let's see if this is a fake out candle. So I'll enter if something's coming back and retesting the base of this candle. And so it's about, yeah, we'll see if this is a fake out candle. It's the close of the hour as well, mind you. So this first hour candle, pretty strong, 120 pips. It's just basically that's a very bullish candle actually on the hour. Basically just zero selling pressure whatsoever. So let's see if that can suck people in.
Yeah.
If I can just get if I can break underneath here, and if I can at least, like, if we can get a 1-to-1 out of it, I'll definitely secure. Because I'll make back, I know I shouldn't, but I'll make back the previous loss. I'll be in front for the day if I can secure a good portion at 1-to-1, be back square, and then have this trade running. And if it can continue to break down some levels, then I'll look to scale back in on it. So I'm in the trade now. That does trigger me in. Hopefully.
Are you in now, Hayden?
Yeah, that just triggered me in then. So hopefully I don't get blasted here, because I wanted it to push. To not push, drop. I wanted to drop, not push. That triggered me in. Stop loss. Don't particularly want to use that VWAP now. I guess I'll put it at the top of this zone. But just low risk as well, guys. Again, if I'm not feeling it, I don't want to risk a heap. So pretty manageable risk. Ultimately, I mean, I'd love it to get down to here. That's very ambitious now from where price is. But I think these areas, I'll be looking at scaling for sure out. But scale out, but then also just to take some profit, trim some profit. But I'll look to try also add to it once it's looking more bearish. At the moment, it's it's a pretty risky entry, so go low risk. But we are overbought on the stocky. We are at a supply zone. We have moved quite a bit already, 120 pips. So I think there's probably a good chance that we can at least pull back, even if you're just going to get even if you're just looking for a 1-to-1 and then just be done with it. I think that's perfectly fine as well.
Oh, come on. It's not looking good.
So New York 50% as well. That's the other level. Yeah, I mean, it's too much risk to hold this all the way up there. So it's better off to cut it before it gets up there. But giving these cells a third chance, we'll see. We'll see if we can get risk out of this trade. So if it comes down, can get some profit from it. I guess bring the stops closer to the entry, so it's more of like a break even for the remainder. And then if it does blast through these highs and through this level, then maybe I could give it another chance up here. We'll see. Man, these last just kind of just died, hasn't it? Just like flatlined. Okay, come on. Yeah, kind of needs to break this level with force. Doesn't do it with force, then it's can be easily just a fake out. Come on, drop. So I'd like it to come down to about at least another 40 pips. So at least down, take out this low at least. That would be nice if it can at least take out this, and this. So push into like this area. secure around here.
What, to go short again, Hayden? Or
No, take some profit off the table.
yeah,
If it can get to about here, because that would be close to 1-to-1. Close, not quite, but close. So I don't want it to reject this, because if this is a fake out, then that's not looking good. Because this is still another little, like as much as that was support, this is also a little bit of previous resistance. So I don't want this just to try and drag sellers in. I do want this to, yeah, just hopefully this is the start of them selling into the pressure. We've got the divergence.
not the other way around.
Yeah, the divergence has been the swing, the little neckline from the divergence has at least been retested. So now this one, the thing that's really uncomfortable is how long this is taking. So it's given time for the stochastic to get back oversold again, but structurally still very bullish. So we kind of need some lower highs being put in. But I can be painful watching this. Okay. Come on, German. Okay, this is the test. Oversold. Come on. So when it's oversold like this, there's going to be a pullback. But because it's, at least it's got like a resistance and a resistance, hopefully that pullback, hopefully it's a really slow pullback. And then it can start to like work off some of that oversold. And then it can still be underneath these resistances. And then if it can start to like look bearish again, then we can maybe see a bit more of a sustained drop. But there will be a pullback from here because of the way that the volume is moving. It's just slow as. So this is the pullback. We just don't want this pullback to be an aggressive pullback. Just but it's so slow moving down. We don't want, like, equally, if we count the candles, like blue and red, it's probably 50-50. It's just the blue candles on average are bigger than the red candles. So this is what we don't want. We don't want it to come oversold, but take like, 10 candles to come down and then just be wiped out by two bloody blue candles like this. Like, this is not good. So it's only 15 pips in profit at any stage. Not enough. Come on. Just calm your farm. So hopefully this what I'm hoping is that they made it look so enticing so that people maybe were bearish at the start and then they started flipping their buyers. That's what I'm hoping, because they structurally made it look so bullish. And then now I'm hoping that this, where it slowed down, was them selling into that pressure. So the price starts breaking down a bit. We get oversold in the stocky. People that missed the buys and now feel like they're really safe are now buying the dip. And that's what's causing this to bounce. And then hopefully the institutions continue selling into this pressure so that we really struggle to break these highs. And if we start going down again, goes down a little bit more, hopefully people that bought buy some more, thinking that this is still going up. It's just a bit of a deeper pullback. And then it starts getting into like despair when price just keeps on making lower lows and we recorrect this whole move up. We correct it all the way down. That's what I'm going for. I could be totally wrong, but that's the plan of this trade.
Mm. Sorry.
I was going to say, if that can play out and it starts pushing down like so, then I think once it starts like breaking down and it's going to pull back, those pullbacks will be potentials to keep on adding, like push down, pull back, add to the weight.
So you wouldn't buy now. You wouldn't go short. You wouldn't short it now.
If you weren't in a trade and you trusted the idea, here's a good time to short it. It's dangerous because we're still structurally bullish. So I think it would be safer if we make another low and then pull back to short it. That'd probably be the safest if you hadn't. You do run the risk of missing the trade as well. But also then if it keeps on breaking down further, then this becomes very safe to short like any pullbacks down, probably back towards London Open.
Yeah.
So, but if you weren't in it, like I'm already in this trade, kind of had to sit through all this drawdown. So I wouldn't want to add to my position now, but I'm okay to hold it.
Yeah.
But it is still like, anything can happen. So I need to be prepared that because I want to win, but if this does lose and this is just a pullback, and it keeps on going higher, I need to prepare myself for that result. That if it does, because I'll be bitterly disappointed, and those are the times that I'm more likely to just do stupid things and like want a revenge trade and get that money back and everything, and it always feels good to be winning and it's quite addictive. So I need to be prepared that if this doesn't go my way and it's my plan didn't work, I need to be okay that we're never going to win 100% of the time. So what kind of emotions is that going to trigger losing? And to me, I'm going to want that money back for sure. So I know the best thing for me to do then is take some time to process the loss. And then if I'm still happy with the sells, do I want to give it a third chance for the day? If I lost the third time for the day, I'm probably going to be really pissed off. And then I'm going to need to then really make sure I have like a firm reset. And usually that means don't trade for the day. I'll be so pissed off at the markets taking the third loss. So probably just taking a second loss. It's nothing, it's no biggie. First loss was a mitigated loss. This one would be a full loss if it comes up here. But it's nothing that I couldn't make back, tomorrow. But taking a third loss, now it starts becoming a bit harder to get back into profit land again. And I would have been giving back some of yesterday's profit as well. So I know that, look, there's nothing dire yet. So it's probably better to just call it quits if this one doesn't work out, knowing that the damage to my account is pretty minimal. And then just reassess again, because I'm obviously would be disconnected to what's happening in price action, just not reading it properly. So if I'm not reading it properly, the chances of me getting it's a good chance that the third trade would have worked out, but I've got to weigh the pros and cons. That if it worked out, great, but if it didn't work out, this probably hurts me more, like confidence-wise, that I've had 3 goes at the market, got it wrong 3 times, and then it'll probably affect my judgment tomorrow as well. So if this one doesn't work out, I definitely will just reset for the
Walk
day.
away.
Yeah, I think that's the best case. Always to stay really positive.
Yeah.
Because if I can stay really positive with the market, you trade better. So it's only the time you have like that boom and bust where you just sort of get so frustrated with the market because it's doing something which is unusual, and that's like, maybe they perceive some risk, so they want to really drag buyers in. Maybe that's what they want, and if that's what they're going to do, and I keep on fighting the market, the danger, just confidence-wise, is just so shattering. So it's better just to walk away. Everything's still intact. You want to trade. The passion is still there. But you can, I know that over time I make money, and it's not every time I make money, but over time I'm positive. So walk away when the damage is minimal, and then come back later on. So come on. So I mean, the stock is still quite overbought in the 5-minute, and it's trying to push higher, but it seems like it's getting absorbed.
Mm.
So at the moment, like, I'm not prepared to give up on this one. We were able to come back and be overbought on the stocky. So remember, I said like there's gonna be a bounce, and at least it had made a lower low by the time that bounce came. It came back up to overbought, but this time the overbought wasn't making a new high. It was a flat top, so it still is a form of divergence where it made a flat top but still making lower highs. So the momentum's definitely slowing. The bulls that triggered this are definitely slowing, and now that it's going sideways for a bit, we are getting to that Hong Kong close time where volume can just like dry up, so we can see like a nice little push from 9:30 onwards. And if momentum is slowing, and we had the bullish momentum, if we start breaking through these supports, then it's just more of a sign that the initial move from here, the profit taking, is just getting more and more and more. And if price sort of just settles, and then we get some piece of news, I don't think there's no real news today until US session, but perhaps there is. Like, this is unscheduled. I mean, this is scheduled news. So we've got trade balance and bond yields. It's just maybe there's something that we don't see coming, like some ECB member comes in and says, "Oh, inflation, blah blah blah, and we're going to cut rates and whatnot." So who knows if something like that comes out to then reload the bulls. But to me, this is London sessions. They had a good run, 120 pips. So it's likely they're when you got this pump and the sideways, I think we could be in for a bit more of an extended correction. And hopefully it's extended
When you say
correction, just like
correction going down.
Yeah. And
yeah. Okay.
I'm still cautious of some of these structural areas that price pushed up from. So still concerned about these. That's why if it does continue to drop, I will take something at 1-to-1. Well, the stock is now getting oversold again, but it just shows that what we're in this like consolidation period. So is it consolidating to go up, or is this distribution that the buys that they initiated on the open, are they just, are they passing it to new willing buyers? Because the market's an auction, right? every price, where price is an agreement between buyers and sellers. So if at the moment, if price is holding here, then there's a good balance between buyers and sellers. So that means there's willing buyers, and I don't think there would have been as many willing buyers down here. So what they had to do is they had to engineer a move. So they pushed price up aggressively.
Yeah.
And they pushed price up to an area. Now there's willing buyers to come in because they think, oh, it's bullish, and now they're able to sell into that. That's what this is my narrative. I bloody hope I'm right. If I'm wrong, then yeah, man. Like I said, I'll walk away. Think if it's actually, if we're coming down and we're breaking these lows again, it'd be risky but I would consider actually adding a bit more.
Well, as your black box or rectangle?
Yeah, underneath it. Like if this is, because it's still looking like it's consolidating, but if we keep on failing to break up, I do think there's a good chance that we can at least like that would be 1-1 or 1.2 to 1.
Yeah.
I know I'm adding risk to this trade, but I think the more times there's pressure in the support, we can get that clean push down. But because I'll manage the trade pretty quickly to try and make it safe. I think that's a potential here. So 9:30, this is the new candle. So it's still very risky for the sells. That's why I'm not selling any. I'm not adding to a position. But if it's breaking through these supports again, then I think there's a good potential for some downside. So if it does break down here, if it just comes up, stops me out, then I'll just cancel this. But if it can come down, break these lows again.
It's working through it.
See you, Tommy.
So it's a fake out.
Hoping so.
Mm.
Hoping that 15-minute can reverse, leave a top wick, and then start looking to break this bullish candle's low. Otherwise, it's looking like it could take this whole demand area. Because the supply area, and the next level's up here, so it's too much to hold it. But yeah, it's a bit disappointing how the 30-minute candle opened up. But this is the time Hong Kong's closing, so it's a potential little bit of a reversal time. So it's looking bullish so that's why I don't want to add any more to sells. And the buys clearly missed the buys from the open, but that wasn't part of my plan. Okay, come on. Hopefully it's a fake out. Come on, reject from here. Painful, man. This is painful.
I think it's going all the way up to 24,173.
173.
Yeah. Where have you got it?
That's a long way.
Well, what are you there? 24,127, 127, 173. I'm there, yeah.
I mean,
What's that? 27,1?
It could.
If you look at the 30-minute,
That's London low. Yeah, London low's up there. Yeah, I mean, it could. Hope not. Really hope not.
I'll be out before then. A good time to get back in, maybe.
Maybe. Depends on the emotions at that stage. So this is
Be shot to pieces.
This is very frustrating watching this. Like, I don't mind getting the bias wrong, but it's also like when it's moving so slow and it's just this like grind, like, man,
Painful death.
Yeah, very painful to watch. But sometimes that's scalping, isn't it? So sometimes swing trading, letting these trades run and just getting on with your day, doing things.
Exactly.
It can be a lot easier.
Yeah, I'm going to walk away from this and just come back in an hour, I think, just see where it is.
Yeah.
I usually have most of my successes when I walk away from it. It's when I look at it, it keeps me away.
Yeah, you gotta be super patient. That's why I keep on preaching patience. So I just wanted to see some sort of signs where it's like this when it's so when it grinds one way like that, it's a bit suspicious. A lot of the time it moves in swings, but when it's like this is kind of more normal. But when it's just absolutely grinding, you know something's up. What are the stocks now? The stocks they're still fairly mixed. So what's the euro doing? What's stocks 50? Still not bullish on the stocks 50. So I still think this is super sus move for German. I mean, it's getting better. It is improving. Yeah, that's to me. It's a bit something. I smell a rat. This rat's gonna take my money first. This bastard. All right. It's very close. Yeah, it just took me out. Yeah, man. Annoying, man. Bullish session. Just
The same as Tuesday, isn't it? Tuesday, is it the 14th Tuesday? It's almost exactly the same.
nah, same as Monday.
Is it Monday? What's the 14th? 14th, 15th, 16th.
Yeah, same as Monday, the 13th. Oh, wait a second.
14th.
This New York session, you mean? This kind of reminds me of the New York session.
Well, it goes up and then it curls around the top. I think it's going to do exactly the same today.
Yeah. So this push
Get
it
up to
so
173 and then consolidate there and possibly push back down again. Could be 2 days.
yeah. So full loss, and then the other trade was about 3/4 of a loss. So I'm pretty pissed off. But this is the markets. We engage with it, you know. Stupidly, we're obsessed with it.
And the market's always right.
Yeah, I can't argue with it. It's going up. Yeah, almost everything was bullish in the open after being very bearish yesterday. So what's gold doing? So gold's going up. Indices are going up. Crude's going down. Yen is weak. US is weak, like marginally. Crypto's going up. It's just something's fishy. But it's not my, can't argue with it. It's bullish. Yeah, that's it. Have another crack tomorrow. So I'm pretty filthy at it. So I'm not going to make any better decisions now. I'm not buying, that's for sure. Because if I was buying, I should have been buying after all these big bullish candles. So if I wasn't comfortable buying down here and now price is up here, I need to see some sort of, for me, I need to see a bit of a pullback, I think. And pullbacks hold again. I can't buy here. I can't buy it. Like, this is just a big no-no for me to buy. I mean, it could just keep on going up. When it's bullish, it could stay overbought for a very long time. But it's the risk reward is just not there. I don't think from when it's so overbought, because probably the time that you buy is the time it's going to pull back. So maybe everyone should buy now so it can come back down. Yeah, I kind of just want to see what this next one's going to do, but this is a bit concerning, like how it broke the high, and then it kind of consolidated above that high, and then punched up. So to me, it looks like the bulls are well in charge. now it's in this space. Now that it really does open the door to fill this whole gap. Either rejects here with the fair value gap, or it literally could go a lot higher. So there's definitely, for me, this just, man, it just doesn't, I just don't know. So if I don't know, better just to stay out. All right, I'm gonna, yeah, annoying day, man. Very, very bloody annoying session. So gonna take a break. Hey, Danny, are we on soon? I'll email you. All right, guys, I'm gonna scoot here and take a break. So, I mean, if I was gonna take I need to really see what the market's gonna do, but if it keeps on grinding higher, I don't really want to take another sell with the market pushing bullish. But if it did break down, I would actually take a sell again. But I need to wait and chill and just see what's going on, because to me at the moment it's just too structurally bullish that I don't want to take another loss. So I'd rather just sort of walk away intact, and then I'll reassess again later on, give it a few hours, see what the market's doing then. It's a bit sus. Now it's just kind of ground up all this way. So there's a good chance that we sort of see some other price action that is a bit more tradable. I mean, if you took buys, well done to you. It's definitely, I didn't see it being this bullish, but yeah, well done, guys. If you took buys, if you took sells, condolences, me too. So always make sure that your account survives. Okay, so that's the worst thing you can do, is compound these losses, go on tilt, and then ruin the account. So just walk away when it's just not your day, and then regroup. Okay, never don't change your style, don't change your plan. Make sure it's money over time, not every time. Okie dokie.
Thanks, Hayden.
Okay, cool, guys. Same time tomorrow. See you there. Oh, a bit earlier. Tomorrow. Today was a little later because of the nursery, but tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Okay, good luck, guys. Rest of the session. If you're going to trade, be safe. I'll talk to you soon.